So I see. So all of that. Grape Gaming Day. What's the day today? 22nd. That's that. Is there a... Good morning, Manish. Thank you for joining in. Good morning, good morning. That is cool. Anyone's, that's on. Details there. Right, so that's done. That's cool. Where's my Discord? A 15-second delay. Oh, Rao. Good morning, Rao. Let's fire off the stage. Great gaming day. That's awesome. Start event. This should fire me in here. And what camera options do I have? Can I put a camera in here? I should be able to. But I should be that camera. Some of that action. Microphone. Oh, check that out. That's pretty cool. I forgot I'd done that. Let's do that. Good morning. I see someone's popping in. So does that... That's there. No, it's still going live. That's cool. What a background. Good morning. Good morning for everyone jumping in. We are still just firing off. I can see Steamboat in the stage. Welcome, dude. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear.
Yeah, man, I hear you. I hear you well. I hear you well.
Oof. This is going to be a banger of a show to get used to. So, I mean, you guys are going to cop the first one where we're setting up, because obviously we're trying to have it set up with every show getting half an hour, 30 minutes. But obviously being the first one, I need to make sure I'm live to YouTube at the same time. We close out at 25 people for doing it in Discord.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it is. So that's funny. So the camera I've got for Discord is just going to be recording off the laptop, whereas the main camera is being utilized for YouTube and OBS. Dude, welcome to... Oh, it's hard. I've got to make sure I push to talk as well. Dude, welcome along. We can see your stream. Let's have a look at that.
Sure.
I'll just quickly go over because this is a new show. This is a new event, and it is something I want to be making a success. It is something I really want to get in and get constant people in regularly, and teams actually building around from Grape as well. You know, like I'd love to be having teams and players in this. I know myself and my friends have all got some of the starter NFTs for Metagates. I know a few of us are involved in Gamerplex, which is next. And then at the end, we've got Eizper Chain, and we've actually got some NFTs in our vault for that going forward. So the whole idea of the Grape Gaming Day is going to be about getting these guests, getting the games in, because, you know, more than just doing one AMA a week and sending them on their way to build their game is I'd love to be able to catch up with these groups and these teams on a regular basis, whether it's once a month, maybe once every 2 months, but to see how they're building out, see the processes of it. And Metagates, we've had it Grape now. This is probably their third time they've come in. But for the last 2 weeks, I've been in there. I've done the updates, checked out the programs it's building up. They've got some changes they're going to talk about today. And this is what I want to do is, you know, like crypto gaming, blockchain gaming, Solana gaming, it means something different to everybody. But first and foremost, there's got to be games that we play, you know, like there's a difference between click to earn. There's a difference between play to earn. There's a lot of terms that are put out there to confuse people buying into these games. There's a lot of terms that are put out which we just don't understand. But first and foremost, gaming is a massive, massive industry. And crypto gaming, Solana gaming, we're just slowly catching up. Whereas I think this year, we're going to see a lot of games that are coming out that are actually playable. There is some amazing games being built, and I want to really highlight those at Grape and build around them, have them on stage, have a bit of a laugh, and first and foremost, play these games. You know, like I'm a 41-year-old dude. I talk about that very often. I've been a gamer since I was 6 years old and first played the Atari 2600. That's my beginnings in 1986. You can put down an age there. And ever since then, I've been a hooked gamer, and seeing all of this come out through the years, and this is changing very much in front of our eyes. The last 12 months has been massive. Things like Axie Affinity's blown up. So obviously people know there's money there. But I'm super keen to welcome to stage today. We've got, starting off, we've got Steamboat live. I've got him on screen. And then I'm not sure if Parallel's in the stage yet. Have we got Parallel at the same time?
He should be here soon. I know he was out with his family, so I think he's going to be home any minute now. But we could probably start without him, and you know, whenever he gets on, I'm sure he'll hop in if he can. I also have Enjie in here as well. He's on the call. He's part of the Metagates team as well.
Now, can I turn the sand down in my game? Has that been added into this function?
So I know that we had it working before. I don't. Yeah, no, it works. It works. Yeah, it works.
Just turn on the master volume and
yeah, just press. Yeah, just go to the settings and master volume. You can turn it all the way down.
Excellent, because otherwise what will happen is the people in YouTube are going to be going, all we can hear is that. So you can see old Barn Dog. I've put a couple of videos out for Metagates. I've still got problems with my push to talk. But yeah, I mean, I've seen the updates over the last few weeks. But I'll let you take it away, Steamboat. Tell us, welcome yourself back to stage. People should know who this team is because we've had them twice now on Solana Gaming Saturdays. But give us a bit of a quick one for people in YouTube that might be new to you guys and watching for the first time.
Yeah, sure. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Steamboat. Hopefully some of you guys have stuck around before and seen what we're building here. Anyway, so we're building Metagates. It's a game that's inspired by a lot of MMOs that we used to enjoy kind of growing up and playing, such as Ultima Online, Albion Online, RuneScape. That's kind of like the basis for it. We're building everything in a custom way to kind of focus on PvP first. We're going to have an arena going in soon, and then we're going to build around that and build sort of other activities too, such as, you know, PvE, fishing, stuff like that other players would enjoy too that aren't just into the straight up PvP. But the idea is to focus on PvP at first because everybody that's part of the Metagates development team, we're all avid PvPers. You know, every game we played, that was our main focus. You know, we held high ranks in all the games we played. We were guild leaders. So that's what we're kind of focused on. We originally wanted to build Metagates because we wanted a fun game that we could enjoy playing. So that's the plan with it, you know, first and foremost. So that's a little bit ahead of us yet. There's obviously a lot more, but I don't want to keep on rambling. I'd rather just show you guys what we have so far. Maybe do a couple fights and stuff.
I like it, man. I like it. Like, it's been interesting watching the updates build through. Talk a little bit about also, you know, like you guys have been in crypto for a little bit yourselves. You are gamers, but you know, what does it take to pump out something like this game? You know, like how much time, how many devs, and what's the kind of funds it takes to get something that's already we can fight. You know, we'll see that very quickly. But
yes.
What's the production cost of something like this building out?
So we have been doing it completely out of pocket. That's how we started. As some of you guys know, we did the poop mint, which was just like a tip jar for us. You know, our friends were like, let us buy in, let us do something, you know, let us, you know, help support you guys, anything. You know, so we were like, you know what, let's do like this little poop mint, let's have it open. It was sitting there for like 2 months, as you guys know, and like we maybe sold like 400 out of the batch of $2,000. So, you know, really not a lot. And then after 2 months, we pretty much instantaneously sold out in like a day or two. And that gave us like some pretty good funds that we've been using. Just to give you guys an idea, because I know you were talking more about, you know, what it takes to build a game like this, size of the team. So we have a lot of people working on this game now. When you first met us, it wasn't that many of us. It was maybe like 8 to 10 of us that were working on it. That number has at least doubled since then. We have a lot of people helping us. We have a lot of artists. So it does take a lot of different types of artists. We've been doing a lot of the work in-house. We've been doing most of the work in-house, but it's a lot of custom assets that you want to put in the game. You know, everything as far as like the weapons go, the armors go, the skins we're going to be putting into the game, the housing system, everything. Like we already have, you know, we've leaked some of the houses that are going into the game and stuff. All that stuff, it needs to be done.
At least the animations are at least like 3 different artists as well.
Yeah,
because
the
you have the
animations
body
themselves.
moving, and then you have the particle effects, and then you have the effects on the ground, which is art from 3 different people.
You see one ability, and it's like that in itself came from a couple different artists. It's not just one guy doing the job, because everybody has a different specialty, right? And like Enjie said, there's going to be all that. And then there's going to be sound that's going to be going into the game soon. So like SFX noises when you're doing a skill, the particle effects that come out of it that still need to go in, all that. Like even as far as the icons go, I don't know if you noticed, Barn Dog, we updated the icons on the weapons, on the top left, your avatar. We have a guy helping us with that. He recently joined the team. His name is Eizper Chain. He's a really insanely talented artist. He does one-on-one auctions on Holoplex.
Yeah, I've noticed the tweet that the other day, and some of that artwork does look fucking insane. Like, it's impressive.
He's a monster.
He's not charging you guys as well. There was something about that. Like, he's getting it into the game primarily.
He's just really into our project. He's a really good guy, and he wants to see this through. So, you know, he's just helping us out with it. And I think he's like one of the nicest guys I've met in this space, to be honest. And I just want to see him be successful in his art. I want to see, you know, and we have been seeing it. His auctions have been doing really well lately, and it's good to see, you know. And I want to see him keep growing because he's very talented and he's a really nice guy.
I'd love to.
If you guys haven't checked him out, his name is Eizper Chain.
As a reminder to that, let's get him hooked up with Shilzine maybe from Grape Protocols. That's probably one of the best magazines online I've seen for you know, they do an issue every 2 to 3 days. It's 2 a week. Let's hook him up with them.
Yeah, for sure. Just send me the details, you know, after the show, and I'll definitely look into that.
Let's do it. Let's go and have a bit of a play around. I haven't seen whether you've changed anything else in the game yet, of course. I've seen the weapons have changed. You've got the animations, artwork. It looks a lot cleaner. Where are we going? Let's go for a run.
Yeah, we can go for a little run. We could do a little fight if you want, like a little battle royale. We could all play the same weapon, so it's kind of fair, and just mess around and see who dies first.
Yeah. What do you want to do? A caster or a melee?
You want to do some sword fighting? You want to do some swords?
Let's go.
We can do like a little 3-way fight here. Like a little free-for-all.
Yeah.
Everybody got a sword on? Here, Barn Dog, switch to the sword.
Yeah, just healing up. I know what you guys want, all those little advantages.
You need every little advantage you can get, right?
So, like talk through your animations and stuff. You're obviously changing these around. The QWE, we'll just explain that for people watching at the moment. Q's a move. You can do that while you're running around.
So Q stops your movement. Again, this is pre-alpha, so all these skills need to be fine-tuned, you know? Like the Q, for example, is a pretty shitty ability right now because it takes a little while to cast, and you have to be on top of the person to cast it, right? So it's not ideal. Like ideally, once we mess with it, it's gonna be like quicker. It's gonna be quicker. It might have a little bit of a bigger hitbox too.
Cast while moving, probably like instant cast while moving without casting.
Yeah, so the W on the sword is still it's still not perfect. We need to fix the particle effects on that. It's gonna be like a ground slash in front of you that roots the player if they get hit by it for a short period of time, and it's gonna do like a tiny bit of damage as well. There's gonna be like it's like a little earth split, if that makes sense. So we still need to get the particle effects and that, and with the sound effects too, it's gonna be a lot cleaner. And then the E is essentially like a slash that's going to do like some piercing damage.
So you guys, even talking like, you know, I've been in the community a bit, but you guys are active all the time. You're streaming, you're building and that. I know Enjie streams in there as well. Parallel does a lot of streaming. You do a lot of streaming at the same time too. And did you say 16 people working at the moment?
Oh yeah, at least at this point. We have so many people who do different things who've been, you know, from the community that have been contributing. So I would say at least that amount now, yeah.
And what's the vibe going in, you know, just for people watching on YouTube, the first in, feel free. I've got both the Grape Protocol live question stage open, and I've also got YouTube. If you're not managing to get into Grape, you can always jump on the YouTube and ask questions in there. But what's the general vibe then? Are you getting sessions, 5, 10, 15 people a day playing in?
So not necessarily that many people at once. We have had like our first and only YouTube video that we put out. It was the patch before this, so it was like a little, you know, it was a little less advanced even than this, and even now we're like not even close to being, you know, where we're gonna be, right? But we had a video there where we had 10 people on the game and we did a 5v5. I would say the most people we've had online at once is probably like 15.
And the aim is to have a game that you can pick and choose, like Albion, where you could have cloth pants, mail shirt, plate helm.
Correct.
You know, and pick a weapon at the day that you want to do, or you can change weapon during combat maybe, but you're not locked into playing one class with the style of games.
There are no classes, exactly. You can pick whichever. So basically every piece has an ability, and whatever abilities you want, that's what you wear.
You see one.
Where are we? Oh, I'm just trying to think now. Discord. Let's get that going. Let's get that screening over here so I can see that at the same time. Sorry, just playing around with my screens, making sure I've got a little bit at the same time.
Yeah, we killed you.
I like how when you join back in, it's just a simple matter of clicking on your item and then you bang in. Are the hotkeys working at the moment? Obviously QWE does, but are the weapon changes, the armor changes, are they working in game, or it's not needed at the moment?
Well,
it's
gonna...
for the inventory.
Yeah.
And then on C you have the character window, and you can drag stuff.
Yeah, if you open up C.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I've had a bit of fun with you guys. So for people listening in, this isn't the first time I've been playing around with the Metagates and seeing the updates. For me, this is cool. So what are the next stages then for you guys? You know, it's February at the moment. We're looking at that. What are the next stages for Metagates over the remainder of the Q1 and then going into Q2?
Okay, so right now we're getting pretty close to where we want to be for our MVP. But we're gonna jump into phase 2 pretty soon. So phase 2 is going to consist of... so first what we want to finish with phase 1, we want to get the rest of the abilities in, which are the head, the armor, and the boot abilities, okay? So that's going to be a total of 9 more abilities in the game, because we're going to have 3 boots, 3 chests, and 3 heads. So most of those are going to be either mobility type or defensive type abilities. Some of them are buffs. Some of them are debuffs, right? Like things like that. So we want to get those abilities in the game to get combat more fun. And then in phase 2, what we want to start working on is getting an arena system going where you can queue up, actually get in an arena, start fighting. We want to get, like I said, the SFX sounds in, all the particle effects. That should be soon, though, that we get all of that in and hooked up. So
Yeah,
also
some
the
fine-tuning of animations, fine-tuning of basic balancing. So some abilities will be instant cast, some will have like lower cooldown, higher damage. Some sort of
we want to
that
make
stuff-
fighting
that
fun.
stuff. Yeah.
Essentially, that's what we want to do. We want to make fighting fun. That's the Q1 goal, right? Make fighting fun.
Yes.
And there's a question here from Porter and Stage. What program are you using to build this out in?
Unreal Engine.
So at the moment, this is Unreal 4, yeah?
This is Unreal 427. The game is we do plan to release the game in Unreal 5. It is just it's a lot simpler to work in Unreal 427 right now because it's actually up to date, right? Whereas Unreal 5, we can just eventually just port all the stuff into Unreal 5 is the goal. But yeah.
So I noticed there it bugs out when you cast your heal. You can't move afterwards.
Well, that's because that's what the ability is. You just don't have the particle effects in it yet, right? So the ability is essentially it's like a knockback, and then once you see the particle effects, there's gonna be waves of heals. So you're gonna like keep healing during that duration.
Oh, okay.
If you get
Because
what I'm
once
saying.
you
And your
swap,
allies can-
yeah. So when you
bounces
swap
your
weapon and then
enemies
shoot,
away, and your allies can huddle up next to you, and you get a full heal in waves, right? We just need to get those particles in, and then it's gonna make more sense, as well as the noise that goes with it.
and it's probably a question that's been asked before. Are you guys looking towards potentially? I don't have the other weapon. Towards moving into UE5, or it's just easier to stick with UE4? UE5 still building out. It's not really a big one.
We're gonna plan to do Unreal 5. So if Cyberstein was here, he'd be able to better answer questions like that because he's doing most of our Unreal development right now. So he knows exactly what he's doing with that. I don't have the details of it, but that is the plan, is to move on to Unreal 5.
All right. And how long does it take to finish one character from start to finish? So where they create assets for the game. So I guess, all right, so if we start playing this game, we get a shard. We haven't really talked about the shards yet, but the shards are 2 poos. We can make the baseline shard. So people get access into the game, they're playing the game. How long would they expect to be playing it for to equip? You would be looking at what, 8 items, isn't it?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
So-
Are you asking how long the development of all of this takes, or for a new player, how long it would take them to reach a point where they have like armor and items?
I'd probably say more towards actually you've got 8 item slots at the moment. So if you were to get started playing the game, is there going to be like it's not going to be an easy question because everything's going to be NFTs and you've got to play the game. But how long before people can start actually filling out their characters? Because it's very WoW orientated where you've got those, you fill up every item slot. What's the gameplay going to be, the loop on creating items and stuff? So there's going to be...
Essentially, to play the game, you only need 4 items, right? You need a headpiece, a chest piece, feet, and then a weapon. You will be at this point where you just have like the items to play the game almost instantaneously after you start playing the game.
And I don't know if I've ever asked about free to play. Is it going to be free to play for people? So there's obviously the poos, but free to play seems to be a really big one. Ideally, you've got to have people in, don't you? You need bums in seats.
The game is going to be free to play. There's going to be a subscription model, and the subscription model, you don't need it, okay? And it's going to be a very cheap subscription-based model. It's going to be like equivalent of like $7-8 USD, right? And that's not even necessary for you to play the game. It's just like any typical game. It'll give you added like added benefits, not combat wise, but like maybe like mint wise, or you can mint something in the game if you have a subscription.
Yeah, so I think there was like a misunderstanding. So the actual items will not be necessarily NFTs. The NFTs will more likely be skins and different cosmetic things in the game, not just the items itself.
Just watching the healing wave. So obviously that does like a really big one to start off with.
It's going to be a big long heal. It's going to be waves, and it's going to knock back enemies from like messing with you while you're getting healed.
That's like League of Legends. Is that Janna that does that?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Janna heal. Well, not well. Yeah,
She knocks you back, I think, doesn't she? Is that
she
Janna?
knocks you back, and then yeah, it's gonna be a smaller knockback, but a greater heal is what we're looking towards. But yeah, it's comparative to Janna. I see parallels in here. What's up, man?
See him in game, but I can't see whether he's in Discord. This is where we're going to be hard
He's in
to.
Discord.
It just
Oh, there
joined.
we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can only have a 25 limit towards the station and the channel. That's why obviously we fire up the YouTube at the same time. It's a bit of a weird one. It's going to be. I'm looking forward to playing games and actually playing with not just the developers, but seeing the games build out in the community and us at Grape taking them on. You know, obviously Step In, I do a lot of work there, but that's completely different. That's a move to earn game, and you know, it's huge what we do. But I want to shoot people. I want to play games. You know, I played World of Warcraft for 10 years, and I can see this links in similar styles. Albion I never played, so I haven't got context to that, but definitely keen to see more. You guys are doing more than just building out a game, though, right? Do you want to talk anything about that today?
What you mean about like the printing and all that kind of stuff? Is that what you're referring to?
Printing, artwork. You're going to be doing a lot more. You've got 3D printing. You're going pretty hardcore into that stage too, yeah?
Yeah. So it doesn't sound like Parallel's talking, so I could talk about it, even though 3D printing is his specialty. So Parallel basically has worked on 3D printing for decades. He has certain things patented with it. I can't even get into details about how much he's 3D printed. He's worked with medical parts, artificial organ development, all that kind of stuff. So essentially, he already has the tools he needs to do the printing, and we already started doing printing of the Villagers of Soul. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that project. It is an NFT project on Solana. We really like their art. We found them. It was like good vibes, and we decided that we want to use some of their NFTs, like some of their enemies, right? Like the art that they're producing as enemies in our game. So once we did that and we got the 3D files ready to go, we printed some of them. And we've also sent some to a professional Warhammer painter who painted a few of them professionally. Parallel painted a few.
Have you got links to those? 'Cause I'd love to show those, because it is like you can't see it in my room, but I've got some old WoW. I've got some old Warhammer stuff in the background of my room.
Yeah, I'm looking for them right now.
Okay, Enjie will post them. But essentially, yeah, so we're looking to make basically anything in our game, any 3D asset, any asset in our game, we want to be able to print it. We're going to offer players or anybody who's interested an option to print those assets and have them essentially shipped to them. They're going to be NFC chipped as well, linking you to like the NFT if it happens to be an NFT that you possess. It sounds funny, but we're trying to create like a portal between the digital and physical realm with the 3D printing.
It doesn't sound funny to me. Like I see it as a gamer, as a collector. It's only a matter of time before people do it, because merchandise is huge. You know, people want to have that feeling, and this is getting into stuff that's been around for a very long time with the painting of the artworks, and Warhammer's a massive business. I just took my 10-year-old in to the local store here at Cairns, and we've got you walk up the stairs and you can smell the nerd as you're walking up the stairs. It just like they've got a massive studio up. Oh yeah, and they've got a really massive studio upstairs, and their Warhammer plays a very prolific part of that. They've got extra scenery there, so you can just bring your 1,000-point army or your 2,000-point army, set up and play in the competition. So they're still playing a lot of Magic there as well, which is amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, as an avid gamer, I'm sure you can relate. Like, you played WoW and stuff. When you like get that perfect raid set that you were looking for, like that high end, it looks cool. You equip it like it's a cool skin. Now imagine, you're in love with your new skin. Imagine you have an option to just go and get into a nice pose in the game, have that 3D file instantly saved, and printed and shipped to you.
So there was a question asked in the gaming channel the other day regarding this. Are you looking at doing also, like, can you NFT that? Can you make that into like a screen capture of a battle, or exactly what you're talking about? You get a pose and turn that into an NFT?
So I don't know necessarily if that pose would just automatically be an NFT. I'm assuming that's not exactly how it works. But you would be able to just print that as like a collectible. And then there would be NFTs in the game, like decoratable items or something, for example, that if you like it and you want it printed, and that's an NFT in the game, then it can be NFC chipped and linked to your NFT. So I think that question, I think it depends on what's an NFT and what isn't in the game.
Oh, noise just stopped for me. If they are compatible, jelly beasts and compatible, for example, are compatible.
Yes.
That's parallel saying
Jelly
that. So we have to be able to rig the model.
Yes. So that's another thing. So a lot of, there's a lot of NFT projects who talk about, in the Solana space or whatever, who talk about like 3D printing and 3D assets, and they want to do like 3D stuff. But in talking to them, a lot of them don't actually have like a riggable model, like an actual 3D file that can be printed, right? A lot of them don't have that. Jelly Beasts, for example, they do. Like that's an example of somebody who does have that.
And you guys are going to be coming out cross-blockchain. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, about how you're going to need a MetaMask or something set up, an Ethereum wallet for the game?
So right now, you don't need any of that as of yet. All of that, we'll announce as it comes. But since we are building, like I keep saying, more than just a game, right? And this is a metaverse, and it is a metaverse concept. And just like you're going to be able to have like plots of land in the game and build on those and all that, it's essentially going to be a metaverse, right? We're trying to create a game and build layers to it and build layers around it. So, and we believe that the metaverse is something that's multi-chain. It's not necessarily bound to just one specific chain. So that's our idea as far as that goes. So we're not really going too in depth about what we're going to do on other chains yet, but just know that's our vision on it, right? That the metaverse shouldn't be solely under, one chain.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago when you came on stage, but Solana's a great blockchain for it, but it's still got its problem. It's still got issues. It might be down for a weekend as well. Solana's in beta. So we need to make sure there's multiple blockchains out there. The world's not going to have one superpowered blockchain. There's going to be a multitude of them. So
I agree, Barn Dog. I think it's all important, and it's all going to work together, and it doesn't need to be like exclusive to one.
Yeah, in parallel, saying that you're talking to Nia, and see, I don't know enough about Nia myself at the moment.
So we are talking to Nier. We like Nier a lot. We did some experimenting on Nier, and we are thinking, we are talking about Nier. We're talking to Nier, and we are thinking about doing we are thinking about dropping some item skins. So whereas it's going to be different rarities, like different cool skin, like all the weapons that we currently have in the game, right? There's the bow, we got the frost, and we got the holy. What we want to do is we want to make like these kind of like elemental based skins for each of those in limited supplies, where some are rarer than others, and put those on Nier. And whatever skins people want, like Genesis skins in the game, they would be able to grab them there.
And that's not going to then restrict people on Solana. They're still going to be able to have all of those items available as well on Solana.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Well, that's the thing. That's going to be like a Nier mint. It'll be a separate mint on Nier, but everybody who's been on Solana will be like first priority at whitelist if they wanted to get like a skin on Nier, for example, right?
Yeah, cool. Well, we are coming close to this half an hour, so it's funny, like we can definitely talk for a long time. I'm just trying to make sure I go through all my chat channels at the same time. Hi, Natish. Welcome. Guys, I love having you back here. We'll keep watching the game build out. What can people do wanting to get into Metagates? What's the solution for them? How do they join the community?
Sorry, what was that? You're asking new people who want to just join the Metagates community?
Yep. Anybody now watching this on YouTube or watching the video down the track, what's a way avenue for them to get into Metagates?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Metagates, like, we're a small community. We're a word-of-mouth community. We're more about quality than quantity right now. We've done no marketing or advertising. So, people here who are interested in gaming, you're like our perfect audience. Like, you guys are the ones we want to be around. So please follow our Twitter, Join our Discord if you're interested. Come chat with us. We're in our Discord basically 24/7 streaming development, like Barn Dog said. And if we're just chilling and we're not streaming development, we're still there to talk to you, answer your questions, whether it's about Metagates, whether it's about your girlfriend, whatever you want to talk about, come. We're more than welcome to hang out, talk. Right now, that's the beauty of having a small community and a word of mouth community, is we get to relate with all of you on an individual level and, talk to all of you and meet you all. And again, like if you have specific questions that you didn't even get to ask here, because it is only a 30-minute segment and maybe we didn't get to you, come chill with us. We're always there. So, and people from our community, if not us, somebody there will be there and help answer your questions and guide you as well.
No, it's awesome. That is awesome, dude.
I mean, yeah.
And yeah, it's not going to be a perfect flow. This is the first time we've done a session like this where it's half an hour, we're showing game at the same time. And it's cool. I want to do this again next month, get you guys in, say hello, see where you're at with that, see all the new models, see all the games played. This is what I want to do going forward with different games, is get them coming back and maybe show some camera, put your sexy young face on camera.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
But I'm watching you run around the forest now. But yeah, we're at that half hour. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming on. Definitely, yeah. You're welcome to stay on stage if you like. We've only got 15 to 20 people on at the moment. I'm always happy for devs to ask other devs questions. That's what it's going to be about. I'm a lifelong gamer. I have been the whole time. I can ask questions that are based around that, my experience in that. But I'm always after extra questions from the crowd and other people more intelligent than me. So that is super cool. I'll just see if there's any more questions. That looks good from the stage. So yeah, thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for having us.
Now, I'm just trying to think, is that sound coming from your game, or I think I've stopped the client myself.
Might be.
Yeah, no, that's all right. That's awesome. I still, for some reason, can't get mine playing. But Mr. Gamerplex, we have coming up next. We'll just go straight into John. Good morning, John. You on stage? I can see you there. You've got your microphone muted at the moment.
Hey, Bundog, how you going?
I'm going, dude. Very good, man. How are you going?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
So
yeah, awesome to see what the guys at Metagates are doing. Yeah, keen to catch up with those guys afterwards. I'm in a group chat, thanks Barndog, with them. But yeah, really keen to see what they're doing with like an open ecosystem of games, and just expanding that sort of ecosystem of games that deliver on products that actually, yeah, they're not seeking millions of dollars of funding, but really just getting back to basics of building games that people enjoy and building communities that love what they're doing.
Yeah, and I mean, this touches in very closely to some of the stuff that you're building out. You're building out around these kind of indie games. Gamerplex, for people that haven't had any introduction, I'll let him have a bit of a 5-minute spiel on that. But they've got 4 games that are building out, more based around actual gameplay, and they've got playable content at the moment. They're chasing people to go in and test. You've got a chance at winning OG NFTs, which are going to be used in game as well. But yeah, just welcome yourself to stage, John. Talk a little bit about you, the company, and that. And we've got an exciting game to play today for the first time. So yeah, welcome yourself to stage, dude, and give us a brief rundown of what Gamerplex is.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, basically we're building several games. What we're trying to do is build out several prototype games with actual playable gameplay. We're looking to really figure out the issues that are holding back an open metaverse. So if you think about cross-game NFTs, how they could interoperate between games, what are the open NFT standards so game developers can support a 3D character in one game, but also it could be played in another game. It's definitely a big problem to tackle, and it's a hard space to build in. And what we're doing over the last 6 months is basically getting the prototypes live and then getting feedback from our community, which has grown to just over 1,000 at the moment. we've just hit that last week. But yeah, there is a community there that is growing. They're keen to play these games. And then the big problem we're challenging is how do we get interoperable games to work, get NFTs to work across games. And then, yeah, we're just building an open metaverse. So how do we standardize it? Is there anything open source we can release to make it grow faster? And yeah, just working with other game development studios to really work together and build that vision.
So you did a bit of work with Cry, formerly Soul Cry. They changed their name to Cry. I think they probably should think of a better name for that, but CRY. And that was a lot of work regarding SDKs for both tokens and NFTs. Did that help? Did that have any sort of help towards getting this interoperability of the NFTs?
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting, actually. So they're looking at building a Unity. So if you don't know, there's a couple of big game platforms that you can build games on. One's Unreal Engine, the other one's Unity. And what they're doing is building a plugin that you can install in Unity. Very basically, one-click install and then a few config settings, and then you can basically integrate Solana blockchain into your game that you're building in Unity. So once that's working, we can actually have our NFTs be playable or recognized by the game, so they're playable in the game. And then they're also working on other things in their roadmap, that are so they're releasing to Android, Unity Android first, and then they're going to release to Unity Web, and then Unity Desktop or PC. And they'll start with basic NFT recognition, but then they'll go through to advanced features like staking, using an SPL token in the game, and yeah, it will really help to get our games integrated with blockchain. We've been actually testing a couple of different integrations, and yeah, it is a bit of a hold up for us. But what we're focused on is just building game prototypes and focusing on the gameplay first, and then we integrate the blockchain. But yeah, basically that Soulcry SDK is coming out hopefully this weekend. They've submitted it to the Unity Asset Store and should be released this weekend. I'm actually doing a big blog post article with them to go through it in detail. So yeah, stay tuned for that. You guys will be able to read through that. If anyone's building games out there, it'll really open up the space, and the whole thing's open source as well. And this is what I'm basically saying. Like, there is groups out there that are building on open source, that are standardizing the way to integrate into Solana blockchain, making it really easy for people to build games and integrate with NFTs.
Yeah, we've had him on stage once before, and he was looking at possibly coming on stage again. So, I mean, obviously I followed it, and I know you guys hooked up and did some work there. So that's awesome. I'm looking at your website at the moment. You've added a whole heap more to Kinland, and you've got contention gameplay and Cyber Wars gameplay. They're all building on Unity, aren't they?
No, so we chose different tech stacks just so we could actually, like we were saying, that there is different gameplay or game stacks that people use. And when you build something on an Unreal Engine, it's got potentially a different way to integrate into the Solana blockchain than building on Unity. So we're just exploring, how do you integrate a Unity game with an Unreal Engine game? And then, yeah, working with other open source providers and other developers to build out those primitives of gaming, where you can have a Solana game that works on Unity, using NFTs or shared assets for games that are using Unreal Engine. So yeah, you're right in terms of we've got 2 games that are building on Unity, and they'll be able to integrate Soulcry SDK, but that won't work for the Unreal Engine game Cyber Wars. So potentially we're going to explore a Stardust integration for that. And these are all the things that we want to test and prototype, and then sort of release a blog post about how we did it, work with other share that information on how to build games on Solana, so we can actually build a bigger ecosystem.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking at your contention at the moment. That's amazing gameplay footage. Yeah, so what's your favourite one out of the moment that you're building on? I've asked this question before, but you've got 3 big titles and a 4th being built as well. Like, what are you preferring to work on at the moment?
Yeah, so right now we're pushing contention. So we're just trying. We've got that working yesterday on PC, but yeah, we do have some issues with the user login system. So you probably have to play as guest at the moment.
Yep.
But then after that, we also do have the web version working. So somehow, I don't know how, but yeah, we were able to push these graphics over web, just in a browser, and you can probably see from the videos we've been posting on YouTube what contention looks like. And I can also share my screen and sort of just go through like a demo game.
Yeah,
sure
yeah. Whatever you want to do, dude. I'm just looking at the moment. I've got some live playing from your Twitter's got some awesome clips on there as well. I'm happy to do screen share, dude. I'm happy to put you on there.
Yeah, sure. No worries.
Either that or I can jump in the contention server with you. I haven't played it yet properly. I've just done the logins just to make sure I was good to go if you wanted to. I know Gundiver's in the crowd. He can jump in as well. So we can at least have 3 people.
Yeah. Like I said, we're trying to get the authentication system working with web, so you just have to play as guests for now. And yeah, this is a beta, just MVP at the moment. So how do you want me to share my screen?
You can do that in Discord.
Oh yeah. How does that go?
Yeah, it's loading at the moment. That's right. Give it a few seconds. She'll load up. I was impressed when I first loaded it up. It's a very clean looking intro. Like I love the loading screen. This is just the thing, right? Is we're so used to these click to play games, and so far crypto gaming we don't have this real stuff. I mean, you've got mini nations. That's probably going to be your biggest challenge, isn't it? At the start, is that's actually a playable game at the moment. Mini Royal Nations.
Yeah, and Mini Royale is a great game. We were, I guess, looking so that's low poly, and we were looking to just go up to medium poly, if you will, not AAA graphics, but yeah, basically enable a game that can really go back to that sort of Counter-Strike feel. So let me just try and get a level going here. So yeah, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, mate. I can see it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Firing off.
Yeah, so this is basically it. So what we've been doing is building on Unity. We've been using a few frameworks and a few asset templates. But basically what we've been doing is customizing this level, and what we've called it is Wild Wells. And basically it sort of leads into the story of what contention is going to be. I'm just seeing if, yeah, I'm getting injured, cool. So yeah, basically...
Is this computer AI players at the moment, or is this other players playing?
So this is playing against bots. So if you show this here, I can see there's one person that's joined, player.
Is that you, Gundiver?
Yep. Yeah, if you are logged in as guest, then you should be just it should just say player. So yeah, that's right. And yeah, what we're trying to do is build a version of the world where there's contention over precious resources. So here we're fighting over an oil field, and eventually we're going to have battles where we're fighting over solar farms, like massive, valleys of solar farms. We're
And
is that
a way you're going to be able to bring it into crypto, like just to get like a reward? You save the solar farm or you save the oil field, and that gets you into game coin somehow or game token. Is that the thought process there?
Yeah. So what we want to do is actually, if you sort of go back to global domination games like Mission Risk, we're going to basically have the ability to multiplayer clans to take over parts of the world. And what we will have is basically massive tournaments that may go over a week where you're fighting over oil fields, wind farms, solar farms, water, food, as in farmland. And you're basically trying to secure these precious resources that are dwindling in the future for your clan, and add that sort of strategy element to it where you can take over multiple parts of a country. Obviously for this, we've only built one level. We're going to have to build a whole bunch of probably 30 levels to put these places on the world map, and then have areas where your clan can take over. Each time you hold, so I don't want to go turn-based, but basically it's similar to, say, Mission Risk, where if you hold it for a certain amount of time, you get some resources. And that's where it ties into the tokens, where you can either get special power-ups or just straight tokens. So we're going to release a token called Extra Token for the Extraverse, and you'll be rewarded in that to help fund people to defend these countries or areas of the global map in the future. It's obviously going to be pretty big battles where you'll need a big crew or a clan of people to be able to defend all the spots from other clans trying to take over that part of the world. So yeah, that's the area we want to get into. Right now, we're just prototyping the gameplay, and I'll just get another one going.
Just talk me through the login. I'm having trouble logging in, John. So I've got.
Yeah, can you hit players guest?
No, it won't give me that option either. It just comes straight up with my my account that I had.
Yeah, so it is in beta. We kind of broke, I think we broke the user authentication system last night trying to get web working for PC. So
well, that's right. If Gundiver's in there, then I'd imagine he's got it working this morning. That's why I'm thinking, how come I can't? But yeah, it just logged straight into my account auto details. That's all right.
I sort of wasn't doing justice to providing gameplay while talking. So
I know. See, I'm making it work. So if I trust in Sam, if he can play League of Legends in diamonds, then you're going to have to start picking up this at the same time, dude.
I need to get better at playing and talking, for sure.
It doesn't help with push-to-talk buttons and stuff as well.
Yeah, so you can probably see the gameplay. So it is a throwback to Counter-Strike, and we spent some time building a few cool parts of this level. If I don't die. I'll try and get up to this section. So we basically spent the half of last week getting this big building in the level and getting the ladder system working.
Yeah, I remember seeing the tweet for that.
What's that?
I remember seeing the tweet for the ladder system, and that's where you've got the guy on the roof shooting with the sniper and then throwing grenades using the pistol.
Yeah, so if you can manage to get your way up here, obviously if you're playing against humans, they know that you're trying to secure the high ground. But yeah, if you can get up here, and we've got 6 different character loadouts. So basically, the 6 at the main menu, you can select one of 6 different players. There's like digger, grunt, sniper, tech, civvy, all these sort of names, and they have different weapons. So if you can get sniper, you can actually start picking people off from the roof. And then, but also if the other team have sniper and they're humans, not bots, they'll obviously aim for the high ground because your silhouette stands out above the building pretty pretty easily to shoot at. If you're a target if you're standing here the whole level. So
So
don't like camping. So I haven't put any fences along this side of the building. So you can't just sit here and take cover or anything. You literally, all you can do is sort of go back and forth, and you're most likely going to get shot. So.
And what about one of the first problems I know Mini Royals had was people cheating using aimbots and stuff like that. How does that transfer into creating games like this?
Yeah, it's a good question. You know, we'll try and preempt that, but you can't guarantee that that's not going to happen. But yeah, definitely we'll be trying to come up with solutions to stop aimbots. Obviously, I need an aimbot right now because I keep missing.
Yeah, I'm loving the gameplay. This is looking clean though, man. I love when you're zooming in. It actually looks clean and it looks playable. This is stuff that we're we want to play games. I'm keen to get in. I'll try again later on down the track. But so how many people working on contentions? I'm guessing you've got 4 games building out, but you're building out 3 of them mainly, and you said you're pushing on contention. So how big's the team working on contention?
Yeah, I mean, it's a small team at the moment. So there's about 5 full-time and then 11 part-time. And I guess if there's a way, so what we want to do is build up the community around the games. What we've had is some Gamerplex OG NFT drops, and we've actually not sold them we've been giving them away, literally. 420 Gamerplex OGs, giving them to early beta testers and people that are in the community providing feedback. There's still about 200 of those left. As we build our community, and literally we've doubled in the last 2 weeks to over 1,000 now, nearly hitting 1,400. So as we build out these game prototypes, we want the whole community to benefit from these games. We do want to release a token in the future and some more NFT drops, and then also have a DAO in the future as well. So that the community will essentially own these games we develop through a DAO, and yeah, just be part of that process. And right now we're just giving out those OGs to people that either jump in the Discord and help us test the games and provide good feedback, and yeah, or maybe helping from growing the community aspect as well from a marketing perspective. And
then those OG NFTs, what are they going to be? They're going to be used in both contention, but also maybe Kinland and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of announcements coming up, but just for some alpha. So we've already got some Gamerplex OGs listed on Magic Eden. We're actually going to do another candy machine drop that we fund as well, to redo a lot of the Kinland sort of prototype characters we released as NFTs. We want to redo some of those, and basically there'll be a 1-for-1 swap. If you have an old Kinland character, you can swap it for the new Kinland character. So there's no issues there. But what that enables us to do is actually have a candy machine drop of a couple of hundred Kinland characters, and then we'll be instantly listing it on Magic Eden. So there'll be volume for those old NFT characters as well. So yeah, we've been experimenting with Metaplex over the last 6 months. It's slow, it's buggy. We've got a lot of community feedback around it. But yeah, now we're going to list those on, after we migrate them, we'll list them on to Magic Eden. So that's the Kinland drop that we're doing. Again, that's self-funded. We'll be paying for mint. The drop after that will be an Exaverse drop, and that'll be a bunch of playable items, including cars. So if you sort of picture Kinland is another game we've got, what we're trying to do there with a multiplayer game like gameplay is have a Mario Kart inspired racing tournaments. We're also going to host, or we'll have another multiplayer mini game in Kinland for fighting in a big arena as well. So basically, hand-to-hand fighting, sword fighting, and we're working on a leveling up system with XP in Kinland, and then also magic as well, where you can actually sort of cast spells. And,
I had a question with, sorry, just from the crowd. I always talk over you, John. You're probably the one I've talked over the most. For contention, is it Windows and Mac, or it's just Windows for now, yeah?
Yeah, so it's both, actually. So we're trying to build these, especially Kinland and contention. The great thing about Unity is we're able to build for mobile and web. I think it was a struggle to get web working on Unreal for us. But what we're able to do with these two games is actually build for about 5 platforms. So we're going to build for PC, Mac, Linux. And to do that, you download the Gamerplex launcher app, and then you can install the game and update the game on an ongoing basis, similar to other game studios. And then also we're going to release on mobile Android and then iPhone and iPad as well. So yeah, there's a lot of builds required to do that, and a lot of bugs, different platforms. So we're trying to automate a lot of that through, GitHub automation as well. So but yeah, as we release, so we sort of announced that we've released it for PC, and then Android might come out a week later, and then yeah, pretty much PC, Mac, and Linux we can support in the one build session.
I like it, dude. Do you want to just jump off the building? I want to see you die. I'll throw some grenades or.
Sure.
Curious to see what the effects are. Do you see? Yeah. You actually see the death and that. I like it. And how does that respawn then? You just click on the button, respawn, time.
There's about 8 respawn points. This is team versus team, so there's 4 each. They're spread out across the map. Some spawn points are on high ground, some are on low, and we try to balance that out. So basically you're not cheating and just spawning on the roof of the big building. We haven't got a spawn point on the roof of the big building. We wanted to leave that open. So who was that other guy that was playing, Bundog? You just beat me in the score.
That's Gundiver. So he's listening in the moment at the crowd, and he's jumped in.
Yeah, awesome.
So we actually grew up together, and he's the reason why I live in Cairns, Australia. So he brought me over here in 2017. It's awesome. And as this is, we're mates. We grew up from the age of year 4 together in primary school, so it's cool to be playing games with friends, and this is what we're looking for as a community, not just great protocol, but as a very personal level. I want to play games with me mates that I've played with for 30 plus years.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like that's the sort of aspect of gaming that we want to bring back. Obviously, it's good gameplay, but also multiplayer. And on a Discord lobby, like a audio lobby, and just playing games together and catching up with old friends over the game.
Yeah.
So that's definitely what we want to do. We're also going to host some Battlefire, which is like a tournament system where we can give away some prizes for contention soon. Once we get this version 0.51 out and working on a couple of platforms.
And this is part of the problem. We are closing in on time, but this is where part of the problem with crypto games are as well, is that it's this mixture, isn't it? Some people want that NFT flip. They want to buy an NFT today, sell it tomorrow, and buy a house. But blockchain gaming, it's more than just that. Yes, there are games that have had that happen last year with things like Rory, and other games have come out and things are selling for hundreds, if not thousands of Solana. But at the core of it, the gaming community needs to be built, and we need to go through the community growth and the pains and follow these companies. And again, I want to reiterate, it's one of the reasons why I'm bringing something like this forward, is to try to have these communities play out. So we're absolutely keen to, if there's a chance here at Grape that we could do a competition here maybe, and try to set it up and help, I'm absolutely keen. For for anybody listening now as well, John did give us a bit of alpha. So there's still about 200 NFTs that you'll be able to earn through going into their Discord, becoming part of the community, helping playtest, and do that. So couple minutes, John, wrap it up for us. What can we look forward to in the next month from you guys?
Yeah, no worries. So basically, like Barndog said, get into the Discord, do some game testing. You know, we're only in alpha and beta testing for our games. We're giving out all our Gamerplex OGs for free, essentially, but you have to sort of work for it. Do some beta testing, give us some good feedback, constructive feedback. We're able to implement that in the next dev release for each game. So yeah, now's the time to sort of get in there and start playing. And yeah, hopefully in the future, you know, you're left with something that's valuable, but also you're going to have a lot of good multiplayer experiences playing games with your friends. So.
And I can elaborate a little bit more on that too, is the 3 games that Gamerplex are actually building out are completely different games. So Kinland could be a very good game for children to play. It's very fun. It's very basic. You can play it on mobile devices as well as computer eventually, I believe. But Contention is a first-person shooter. That's what we were looking at today. And then Cyber Wars is going to be a completely different game altogether. It's got a very cyberpunk feeling, you know, like the role-playing game back in the day. But this is kind of first-person shooter, but you interact. It's a different feel game to just a standard FPS. So, yeah, dude.
Yeah, we're basically going for that cyberpunk cross with Terminator vibe. For sure,
yeah, and you put that in the ignition track as well, and I think you got an honourable mention, or what do they call that? The mention for Cyber Wars. Yeah,
a mention. So you know, it sort of helps get us on the radar of people, but Cyber Wars is quite a beast to build out on Unreal, a lot harder than what we thought it would be, and it's taking time. But that's also why we have 3 different games we're building, and then working with other game dev studios for others to integrate. So
we do have God's Love was actually just saying playing Kinland right now. Nice fun game. Good job there. Thank you, Gods. It's a very fun game. I played the first 2 stages. It's been ages since I've played it, but I bought a couple of things. I got Brocky, and I got a couple of characters for the game. So it's interesting knowing that we can change them out down the track. And I'm just looking at the stage. There's a bit of chatter in YouTube. It's cool. It's early days for us in this track, but John, I love having you at stage every time. You're awesome for Solana Australia as well. You've done live events in Australia, in Perth, in Sydney. I'm going to be trying to do some live stuff hopefully this year as well. Obviously, we can't come to Western Australia because the old mate there's locking down again. But there's definitely, I'm going to be trying to get to Sydney and Adelaide, funnily enough, this year. So I'd love to be able to hook up with you at some stage again. And for people that, you know, haven't known the history, John and I actually had a steak and beers in Perth. This first half of last year? No, it would have been the second half of last year. But, you know, like, it is awesome to be in a community project like Solana, blockchain, I should say. It's got that small niche feeling to it, and to be able to build things out is just an amazing part. But thank you for coming on stage, John.
No worries. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
And we have Racine de Jox in channel. I've probably hashed that name out wrong. Welcome to stage, Racine. How are you, dude? Oh, camera straight on. I love it. I can't hear you, dude. Sorry, I actually can't hear you talking there. Have you got push to talk set up? Is that a problem for you at the moment?
Hello?
Now I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear right now?
Welcome to stage, dude. Welcome to stage.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Barn. Wait for my friend, another friend, like just 30 seconds.
Where am I looking? I'm looking here. Eizper Chain.
Okay, that's okay. While wait, yeah. Yeah, thanks for inviting me here, Bart, to, you know, like doing streaming and playing game with you. So with Grape Protocol community. So very happy to be here.
No, we're definitely happy to have you along. we've had you here at Grape once before for an AMA. We only had, I think, 20 or 30 people come on stage, but you gave us a couple of NFTs for our winners post-mint, of course. And for me, it's a game that I've followed and I keep an idea on the highlights. I've put a couple of videos up of gameplay. You guys have probably the most immersive actual gameplay at the moment. You've got 2 bosses as well. Fighting Hulk Jouster was a pretty hardcore. I couldn't beat him at the time, but you've got a challenge up for that. You're really big in the Indonesian side of things too, so I'd like to welcome you along. And of course, we've still got room for your other friend. Maybe if he's having trouble, just send me his Discord details so I can add him to the group. But yeah, would you just like to introduce yourself to maybe people that haven't met you before, don't know a lot about Eizper Chain, just spend a few minutes on that and give us a brief overview?
Yeah, okay. Let us introduce just a brief about ourselves. So yeah, I'm Rudi, the founder of this project. Yeah, that's my Discord name. So yeah, you can just call me Rudi. And yeah, we are like hardcore gamer and and when there is an opportunity on this space, to bring like PNE, we would like to say that PNE. So because our value is, people must enjoy first our game and then they can spend. So that's also how our value are. I mean, like on right now we are on progressing on our private private NFT sales, and then public mint will be on 12 March. But like after public mint and also like on 25 March. You didn't need to wait long to play your NFT within our game. Just directly on that match also, so people can directly enjoy all our NFT benefit. All our NFT benefit are inside the game itself.
It was
So
super soft. What do
yeah.
you do?
Hello.
God's love, do you want to just chuck on push to talk, my friend? Sorry, it's I'll have to look at that later on down the chat. Yeah, sorry, if you want to keep going there, Rudi.
Yeah, I think right now just a few updates. This is just I think our last alpha update, because after this on like starting from I think mid of March, I think we'll be trying to launch our beta update. There will be more features on that update, especially 3 big features. The first one is you can face chat together with your friend already. So it's like playing Diablo with your friend, or something like that, or playing World of Warcraft with friend. Yeah, that's the first thing that will be updated on this next beta patch update. So the second one is you can like fighting it's on battle royale mode. There is 4 people can fighting each other. And yeah, and the third one is we right now we try to adding more NFT weapon that you can meet inside the game for free. So because we will have like multi-tier weapons from tier 1 to tier 10, and then from tier 1 to tier 5, it's like just normal in-game item. But after you can get several updates to tier 6, then your weapon can be minting within the game, inside the game for free. But the main thing, the challenging thing is it's limited on amount. So you will fight each other, like or with your friend to to try to rush for that tier 6 weapon. So yeah, that's will be very big update. And also another character we will try to adding like from tank class like X, using X, and from the magician using Toad. That will be on the next update on this month. And right now our boss is like there is 3 bosses right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second or third boss fight. I haven't downloaded it since the Hulk Jouster fight. That was amazing. Like, I loved how in depth the actual gameplay was, and I don't have a link handy ready to go. It's made me realise I need to have that link. I've linked in for the crowd listening in Discord. I've shown the actual Hulk Jouster fight. Now, your NFT system, we'll touch on that a little bit more, but actually holding NFTs in the game. So if you get the Hulk Jouster NFT, that's going to allow you to do some special things when doing some of these boss fights and these. It kind of feels like you're mixing into a game that's like a mixture between World of Warcraft and Diablo, because you're going to be going into the dungeon and you're going to grind these bosses consistently to get the parts and the NFTs that you're then going to use to remake things. And then you've got an NFT system with which you might have Giovanni. Is it Giovanni, the blacksmith?
Yeah, Giovanni.
Giovanni. So yeah, so the NFT system is cool. I like it. I definitely want to touch on that more. Did you have a link handy for that? Sorry, you did have a really good explanation of the. I couldn't find a link for the Eizper Chain YouTube, but it was a good video link for explaining the sale of the 3 different levels of the NFT system.
Yeah, I will send the link here after we do, like some streaming, so people can understand what benefit if you have like half your NFT or Geofaldi NFT, yeah, something like that.
So I've done a little bit of a link at the moment as well into the Grape live questions. I don't have it ready. I can at least look here. But we've actually got some assets as well for the Grape Gaming Vault. And this is something that I've talked about at the beginning of this show. And this is something that I want to start building out Grape and giving our members a chance to actively play these assets and test the game. Whether it's a really cool way that they're going to be able to test, and do we want to play Eizper Chain? Do we want to start doing it? And we're working hard at Grape. I know we're doing some work with Cardinals to be able to rent out these assets and be able to hopefully bring these into a system where, our A-class, B-class members have some way of accessing these, because NFTs, games, not everybody's going to have liquid funds available to be buying into projects. Obviously, though, Eizper Chain, you guys have got a free-to-play version anyway. Your free-to-play version is going to be pretty great. Do you want to talk a little bit on the differences between having to own NFTs or what the free-to-play system is going to be?
Yeah, love to. I'm a gamer, hardcore gamer since 2000, so I play a lot of RPG game. So since like the old version of Diablo 2, and also I play Ragnarok. If you remember. But I think it's Korean game. Like I play early on 2000, and after that I came to World of Warcraft. So I play a lot of RPG game. Right now I also play Lost Ark. Very famous from Korea, Smile Game, also backed up by Eizper. So yeah, that's the difference between free to play and like the NFT one is you can play our game for free, not spend any cent from our game, and still can make money. How to make money? I will tell the difference. Because we bring the concept of PNE, real PNE, not P2A. So yeah,
Rudi, can I pause? Can you put on some screen share with your game at the same time, and I'll swap over to watching that while we're talking about the game. That'd be awesome, because it's quite in depth of what you got to do. There's lots of monsters to fight along the way.
Okay. So I will put my game on screen.
Yep. So if you swap to screen share,
yeah, I think from
we'll also get to see if, like John, you can talk and play the game at the same time.
Yeah, let me launch the game.
But yeah, so we were just talking then a touch about how it's going to be free to play as well, and that's awesome to hear that you are a gamer from ages ago, from long times. We love to see games being built by gamers first and foremost, and I definitely love to see games being open to. Oh, I got some feedback loop.
Oh, okay. So while I wait for the game to launch. So yeah, wait. There is a lot of game on my, like, oh yeah, already here. Can you hear the sound of this game?
Stream's paused, it says to me.
Screen pause?
Stream is paused in Discord, yeah.
How to...
It's funny looking at your you've got so many messages there. It's a busy space, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I think. You see the screen right now?
I can see you've got the Discord screen share section open at the moment. Yep, there's Eizper Chain.
Yeah. Okay. Like,
Like people can see, I've got 2 videos on my YouTube, and I haven't put one on there for a while. And this is part of being busy in the space, and you know, crypto is such a busy space. But they've got some amazing gameplay. They've also got a competition out at the moment. If you go in and defeat the first boss, the Hulk Jouster boss, there's potentially going to be a reward later on. So as you know, the team's given it's a hint, it's an NFT, so there's no guarantees that it's going to be anything super special, but it could be a way of getting into the game, because I think there's only 1,800 NFT mints, so you know there's not going to be a huge amount in the first edition, but it's an actual way to go and download, play the game, and then get people to see, is this game going to be for you? And that's an amazing chance in it. I like to see that all of the games we've had on today on the show are showing us gameplay before NFT launch. And that's important because some people don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars, or don't have $10,000 spare, or even six Solana or 10 Solana. So it's good to see some of this gameplay first, and definitely go and check it out.
yeah, I think. Well, we are already on the screen.
Yep.
I mean,
yep.
yeah. It's quite a bit lagging, but yeah, hope you can enjoy also the game. So like, when we have like GLW NFT that I think you also have, that we can, like, if you need to upgrade your weapon, then you need, beside the gold or the shard on the leather tires, but you also need some, some monster material stuff. And yeah, tire 3, more monster material stuff, tire 4 and tire 5.
Yeah, so this is the farming loop that I was talking about before, like your Diablo style loot. You'll go in, you need to farm that boss out and consistently reset your dungeons, and go in and get those materials to grow your tiers of your weapons.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you have the skill value NFT, then you can get a discount, not only on the, on the gold side, but also the discount on, like monster loot material. So it will save your time to grind.
Yep.
So that's
cool.
the main difference. We don't want to fall into, into what a traditional player called pay to win model.
Yep. Yeah, I get that. So you're giving them a discount in time, so they're getting is it a potential increased chance that their upgrade's going to work as well through having Giovanni?
Yeah. There is increased chance if you have the skill value, especially from tire 5 to tire 6 and tire 7. The success chance for your upgrade will be reduced. But if you have Giovanni and NFT, then your success chance will upping. Just like have some buff for your chance to successful or not upgrading. So yeah, that's the main difference between free to play and this is the final alpha version, but for beta version, this Mary will open the gate for the store, and you can directly listing your NFT inside this Mary, and there will be transaction between the player and the guild also. And on this beta stage also, we will open the guild value. Right now, this is just like our alpha version, but there will be tire 6 that you can rush for. This NFT will be limited, so tire 6 weapon will be limited, so people start to rush on that. So
the early game players, the early people to actually get in and play the game, are going to have a chance to mint something, which will be only a few of them. Cool.
Yeah, right. Free to play and NFT player can have same chance, but the benefit for free to play player, they can like double draw from monster loot material, so it can upgrade faster. But there is no if NFT player can like more powerful than no, that's not like.
So let's see you actually jump in the dungeon there, Rudi. I've played it. I know it takes a few minutes to get to the Hulk Jouster, but I'm keen to see how you go versus Hulk Jouster.
Yeah. I still remember that you play on your last YouTube, and I think you die right when fighting Outjuster.
Yeah, and because there's not a reset, you don't like go out to the boss's fight, the boss's door. You've got to then reset all through the dungeon and go along the way, which means you're gaining more materials and NFTs along the way, or FTs, maybe fungible tokens. It was good though. It was a fun fight, and because there was also extra monsters within the room, I enjoyed it. Like it's a good, fun, playable game, and I'm this is part of the problem of not having enough time. But that game sessions like this, I'll actually get to start playing.
Yeah, and also, I mean, like maybe some people, yeah, you can press M, to see, map, and yeah, we'll go to Outjuster directly, I think. So it's more enjoyable. It's teleportation transport system. I will go directly to the Outjuster.
Are the keys going to be cross-functional? Because for me personally, playing a game, Metagates had it set up as well. QWE would be your 3 attacks, very similar to League of Legends. But at the moment, Q's a hotkey for your potions. Can you interchange that within the game? Set your hotkeys up your own way?
Yeah, can. I will show you.
I do have a question here as well. In the crowd, Tag Porter, how do we start playing? Is it straight from the website? They can download from the website, can't they? There is a shortcut link.
Sorry, Bar.
Just to be able to download this demo, can they get the link from the website, yes?
Yeah. You can get the link also from website.
So definitely, anyone listening, always make sure you download it. If you're going to download things, first and foremost, be aware of these things. There's going to be potential chances of games down the track. Don't just blindly download and install games. Make sure you're going to the right sources, safe sources, and then you can even maybe put them on a computer that doesn't have crypto or has a burner wallet in place of it.
Yeah. I mean, but there is no need to, like our last hour version, you need to download and download again. But just have one installer, and then if there is an update, then it will be download directly to your current state of game.
That is a groovy background music there, man. Have you guys got working quite a bit on the music team side of things?
Yeah, right now we didn't have that, but I think on beta we will, we will adjust on that. But you can, right now you can exchange your, your how you control this character. So I think go directly to the Outjuster, and right now is, this dungeon is more different than the first. There is, like some area that we already open also on this dungeon. But yeah, right now I think for this, try to kill the boss, and yeah, it will be very enjoyable. The other boss.
Just your background sound in the game is just a little bit loud for us. Just turn that down just a touch more.
Sorry, man.
Just the background sound on your gameplay at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, like, my background sound, I think is too big.
I like it. I actually think that is pretty cool background sound, but yeah, it's just a little bit loud for the YouTube. That's all. That's cool. That's good. We'll go with that.
Oh no.
You can see he's concentrating. Definitely concentrating.
Yes. I think all the enemy is gone, just me and boss of Joster.
Yeah, I did it the same way. I killed all the monsters around and then did the boss only. I love it.
Yeah. It's kind of like it's it's kind of hard. I bring a lot of potions, so hope I can survive.
Yeah, well, that'll be a game consumable. That'll be a way of anti-inflationary technique. I like it.
That's why you also need like NFT for Chandy, so you can get the discount. You can bring a lot of potion while Oh, it's it's
Yep. I see the charge.
ah.
I like it. So you can see he's playing it. He's really having a crack at it. Watch his face. I love this. It's not an easy fight. This is not an easy fight. And you can see he's concentrating. Put it back on there.
Oh. It's it's
And shot.
I got the lens shard.
I like it, man. I actually, I went between you and the camera and the actual gameplay, and you can see you're playing the game, having fun. And this is important. I actually like seeing this. You know how to play your game. So it's important. So, yeah, what does the lance shard actually do? Just explain what killing that boss would do for you in the game.
Oh, it's like some kind to make an item, so you can bring to the game party.
So a way to upgrade an existing NFT, maybe get an upgrade or something.
And if you kill the half user for the second time, I think you can get different loot, I think.
So
that's
you've got 3 bosses at the moment in the game.
Yeah, free bosses.
And there's an
will-
NFT. There's an NFT mint that's partway. It's either partway, but it's half private, half open. Did you want to talk about the NFT mint and how people can get involved in that?
NFT mean inside the game? Do you mean or?
Your first mint, yeah, your first mint. How it's half and half, and that's happening up very soon.
Sorry, Bang?
So, do you want to talk about the first NFT mint and how can people get into the public sale part of that?
Okay. I will stop the like just take some break after kill the half yourself. So it's crazy.
That's cool. We'll just go to camera. I'm happy with that. So yeah, going forward with the NFT mint, that's happening. How do people get involved in the public side of that, the public mint?
Yeah, sure. I will share with you our public sales. Wait a moment. Like, yeah, this one. Okay. The other bosses is more like badass than half yourself. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to update, and it's on my radar to do. I was hoping to get it out before this weekend, but didn't get a chance. But I'm definitely going to be putting it on again and having a look at the current one. I think we've lost him. There he is.
Where? Barn?
Yep. I'm still here. We can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. I will share my screen. So, Eizper Chain. Yeah. But
Yep. I can hear.
I don't know when I try to share my screen, then I go out to Discord. I don't know why.
You should have the options. Obviously, you were just sharing screen. I'm not sure, but yeah, I can see you're kicking yourself out. Let me double check the channel. Your permissions. Yeah, nothing's changed on permissions. You should be able to share.
Yeah, try to go live.
Where was that video? So I'm looking for at the moment. Where's the video link? Oh, here it is. This is a very good one.
Yeah. Can you see my screen right now?
Yeah, it's loading up now. So I have just linked in the live questions in Discord the Eizper Chain Twitter, which was about the video and helped show what this actual thing was about. So later on, if you want to have a read, you can have it there. But yeah, so this is the NFT sale. You've got 3 levels: 3.5 Solana, 6.5, and then 12 Solana. So I mean, people thinking of the 12 Solana, that's a very heavy game entry point, but you get a full set of everything in the game, and then you get the 2 Stellars and the art book. Do you want to talk about what's going to be involved within that maximum set for starters?
Okay, for sure. So guys, we have 3 tickets for our NFT sales. The first one is standard and deluxe, and these packets. But let me just clarify that our ultimate collection right now is only left for 50 packets from 350 packets and then I think for deluxe edition, I forgot, maybe Odin Guardian can confirm, but I think it's left around 200 from 300 packets. because many of like our partner on private sales take
Yep.
it, and also like standard edition there is like maybe 900 or 800 package type. So the most like package is standard edition because people try to get to get the full set first. For this ultimate collection, also we have made whitelist. You can check our Twitter or our Discord channel. Then you can do certain like certain action to make sure that you get the whitelist for these 50 packets left. Okay, so I will tell you the like our NFT.
So with the NFTs, and this is one that I didn't really understand at the start. You've only done 1,800 total NFTs, and obviously buying even the common packet, you get 4 cards. Actually, is it 4 or 6? You get
Right.
yeah. So you're getting 4 things in the game. So it's not like it's a small access to the game, but you've only done 1,800 packages combined. Do you see a problem with that potentially, Rudi, where that's a lot of people wanting to get in? Like some projects are minting 10 to 12,000, whereas you guys chose a very small number of 1,800.
Oh, okay. So I think the total package for our the total NFT, our NFT mean on like this private and public is I think uh, around 11,000 I think, but it's combined into 1,850 packets. So yeah.
I see. So what you're kind of going on there is that you have got a large amount of NFTs, but because they're being sold off in packages,
Yeah.
it's more about then what maybe some people may buy those packages and then split up their NFTs to the games they want to play and possibly sell off some of the other ones.
Yeah. So I think that's enough. I think for alpha question. But right now, I will tell just a brief, like about our utility NFT, so you can get, all of our NFT are utility NFT. It consists of item, enemy, weapon, NPC, and character. But for weapon itself, you can minting inside the game for free. No need to buy from us as developer. Um, for item, we didn't release it yet, but there will be like enemy, NPC, and character on that package. So I will give also if you buy from our NFT sales, then you can get like a physical AR card. We will send after our public mint. So we start to distribute our AR physical card. So you can use your phone, and we will send you the link to download the AR application, especially for this Eizper Chain AR. And also who buy like buy full packets, they can have artbook. So we also will send this artbook to them. It's like buying the collection book.
So we are
And
running. We are just touched on time. That's cool. So 1,800 mints of packets of combinations of packets, and how long until this is happening, Rudi? Because it is pretty soon. I know the private sales you started those with also whitelists and stuff, but for the actual public mint, when is that happening?
when it will be on 12 March.
12th of March.
12 March.
I'm sorry, I've just got to try and work out the date now. So it's a good 3 weeks. Cool. Look, I'm super happy you came in on stage. I love seeing you actually playing the game. I haven't seen some of these NFT pictures so far, so that is really cool to see. Obviously, we'll need to do a little bit more research into the differences and what do the Stellars do, and what do the bronzes do. And there are special Stellars for the bronze cards as well, because you can get the Stellars in the Lobus and Hulk Jouster.
You got Hulk Joster seller? Yeah, that's good.
But it's a really in-depth game, and we didn't touch on so much of actual Eizper Chain. So give us just a little bit of a rundown of how big you are. Look, for Indonesia, that's where you guys have got your main production company, haven't you, within Indonesia?
Yeah. Our production company are on Indonesia. I think 90% or 95%, yeah, are from Indonesia. Some are Indonesian, but they are working on another country like Japan. And for like for online presence, we are everywhere. Like for Western side and another Asian country. But I think for offline presence, we are doing on Indonesia. we are very focusing on that, and we are working also with some esport organizations who has millions of followers. I think the two biggest esport organization on Indonesia, they have like 10 million of followers for each. So I think we back up by 20 million followers on esport organization. So besides that, also media on Indonesia. So I think also right now, if you come to Indonesia, but I think this pandemic is, right now we are building our experience center, and you can, right now we are also building VR. People call it like gimmick for metaverse, but yeah, we just share with our. If you are on Indonesian, please come to our experience center on Bandung City that you can enjoy, like VR. You playing as Harley,
Yep.
like archering some skeleton, but we didn't release that for public. It's just for experimental purpose.
Yeah, I've only bought my first Oculus headset, and my first VR experience was last week, so that was pretty cool. I can definitely see how VR is going to change the gaming landscape when you've got even the basic introduction for the Oculus is a whale flying through, and then you get yourself a fireworks set it off and stuff. It is definitely see that coming into gaming and the experience. Many things getting broken in rooms and stuff as well. I remember when Nintendo brought out the the games where people were throwing controllers at their TVs. You see that happening with VR, but we are in definite overtime. I have a question from God's Love about the beta plays. So will beta players get to keep the stuff in the main game? So I guess that could be pronged into a two question. Will the beta testers get to keep anything moving forward, or is there going to be potential bonuses for them that have played the game?
So buy to play. That's what God's love, like us.
So with the people playing beta, is the game going to be reset when it goes into main launch, or are they going to everything's lost? So if they start playing now.
Oh, okay. So right now, we have a plan like this because after this alpha release and then come to beta release, we will reset what we got from alpha release and start on beta release because there will be a big update. But from beta until full release, there will be no reset because alpha release just for purpose, playing the gaming experience, and there like there will be no P2E P2E or PNE model on this alpha release, but starting from beta release we will have PNE. We would like to call it PNE model on starting from beta release because people start to rush um on tier 6 weapon or tier 7 weapon, and then they can trade with shard and shotgun. Right now we didn't release any token, but I think we can exchange shard to soul token.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that is a little bit of alpha in itself. So for people that are looking to get out their game test and all of that, at the moment they're in alpha. So that is I was thinking beta, but it's not. It's actually the game is in alpha. And when they change it over to beta, that's when you're going to be able to keep items going forward. So it is a chance to get in early, actually get some experience playing the game. It's going to help. They are definitely looking for people to join the communities and all of that and get out and help them build it, because having people play the game, not only are you finding bugs and errors in the game, but they're building a community around it, which is what hopefully we can do here at Grape as well and show it. And I'm definitely going to be playing. I would like to thank you very much for coming on stage, Rudi. I'd love to keep in touch with you.
I would love to say also, right now we are scaling our team. Like maybe we want to scale from like right now 35 people to like 60 people on our studio, because there is so much update, and for this beta release so much feature, and we will scaling up our graphical, and we must also have some mobile apps starting from April or May. So I think our studio will be very busy right now, and I love to share our update with you guys.
Yeah, I like it, man. I really appreciate, and I'm genuinely interested to keep touch base and see you guys building out. You've got probably the most gameplay I've seen for anybody coming out to Solana, and obviously you've done your VC investors. You've listed that. You've got a lot of support from guilds, people buying out and building out. Any closing thoughts from you, Rudi, then for the next month or so of what's happening at Eizper Chain? Obviously, you said the 12th of March for the open sale, but anything else you want to talk about quickly?
Okay. My closing statement is, first, please join our public meet, and the second one, and you can enjoy more on this beta. Please wait for it. Stay on our Discord or stay on this Grape protocol, and standing on our Twitter, and yeah. I love you come to Eizper World and play the game, whether you are buying NFT or not. We are happy to invite you come to play our game.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude. It's also worth noting, and I didn't touch on this earlier, is that you guys did super well in the ignition track for gaming. And was it first or second place you got? First, wasn't it? Oh, third. Sorry, third. Yeah, no, super impressive. I'm so happy to see the game progressing along, and I'm keen to see the second and third boss fight. But there is still a challenge. Is the challenge out if people defeat Hulk Jouster? They can still potentially win something. Is that finished, or is that still going?
Yeah, right now the challenge is to collect 12 flowers from Mary flower. So if you can, yeah. Also, there is a challenge for Hulk Jouster. So I think there is 2 challenges right now running on our game. So you can get shard and exchange for ice coin when the ice coin is come, or exchange for some reward on this beta.
So that is a little bit of extra alpha for you guys. Actually playing the game, there's challenges in the game to compete, to do, to finish, and if you do those, then you're going to potentially get a reward for doing that. So, gaming is here. We've had 3 great ones on today. We had Metagates, we had Gamerplex, and we finished off with Eizper Chain. So I'm super impressed. Thank you for coming on stage, Rudi, and we'll definitely keep you in touch and bring you back to another one of these in a month or two and see how it all went. Good luck with your mint. Super impressed, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
How do I get to that one? Yeah, so, this is going to be the first Grape Gaming Day. So, I made sure today I didn't put on prizes. This isn't going to be about putting on prizes and you can potentially win NFTs and coming. And I want to really help and grow out this space. So I definitely want to grow out this space of us being the leading pack at Grape and having a bit of fun, playing games with our mates, playing games with these great projects. They're all building out. This is 3 communities today. Next week, what's my list next week? I've got DeFi Land, Roguestar, and Gyrus coming on stage. And the week after, I've already started booking out the week after. So it's very easy for me to get on games that I've spoken to before. Because obviously I don't have to go and research the basics of the project. And this is part of it. I want these projects that have been here before, I want to show them some support and love. And I know that we're going to be able to get some NFT prizes for us to be able to test at Grape and play the game. So it's very in-depth. There's a lot to see in it. All of the projects today, I know if you go into their Discords and give them a bit of love, there's going to be chances to either play games, test games, win prizes, become part of the community. So it's not just about winning something free here now by joining many events that either I'm a part of or Saturday Solana Gaming Saturdays. We have a great guest on every single week. This Saturday we've got Ramon online. They're minting, I think it's around 5 or 6 hours after the show finishes. So we gave away whitelist for that last week at Solana Gaming Saturdays, and then we're actually getting them on stage to ask them those tough questions before they go to mint. So I want to try to help with bringing games out. I love seeing Rudi on camera because especially seeing him play his game, right? You can see whether he knows his own product, and to me that's super important. So crypto gaming, are we going to see more than 95% of these games actually come out and do something? To me, that's super important to ask the tough questions to get them out here. I love that we've had some interactions in the crowd. Thank you very much. It was low viewers on YouTube, but I'm slowly building out my brand as well. But here at Grape, I'd love us to be the center of gaming. I'd love us to bring out these competitions and bring out future gameplays. And, like if we see John sat here to the end of it, if we can get some gameplay here where we've got a Grape team playing these first-person shooters. I'm going to suck ass, but first-person shooters haven't been something I've played over the last 10, 20 years because I've played things more like World of Warcraft. I did 4 years in Clash of Clans as a mobile game. So definitely thank you very much, everyone, for coming along. Thank you very much for helping support this project, this show, these guests. And we had, I think, around 20 people live. And that's still good. You know, you've seen some gameplay from these games. And yeah, thank you all. Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.